My Life and Other Stuff I Made Up by Tristan Bancks. Swoop. I'm walking down my street. I have an ice cream container on my head. The container has eyes painted on the back of it and sticks poking out at weird angles. I can see kids at the bus stop through the rough-cut eye holes. They're laughing at me. Even Sasha, the cutest girl in Australia, who is supposed to be my girlfriend as of yesterday, is laughing. But I don't care. I've had enough. I've been swooped too many times. The ice cream man is coming, someone calls. Where's your truck, ice cream man? I'll have a chop top, someone else shouts. With hundreds and thousands. They're real comedians, the kids on my street. Some dude screams, "Watch out, magpie!" and points into the sky. But I'm not falling for the old trick. Wham! The bird hits me, knocking the container off my head. Kids howl with laughter. I hit the ground and the Maggie comes back for a second swoop. It's deadly accurate, pecking me right in the middle of the forehead. Blood gushes from my head and dribbles down my face onto the grass. No one is laughing now. They are standing, mouths open, watching me. Except Sasha. She turns the other way, embarrassed. It hurts. I am a magnet for magpies. I've been attacked 3 times in the past week, and it isn't even spring yet. I've been swooped hundreds of times in my life and pecked about 8. I have 3 scars on my forehead, 4 on my scalp, and 1 on my nose. I swear it's the same magpie in the same spot every year. Top of the telegraph pole, right in front of my house. Now Sasha thinks I'm a total lame-o, and there aren't that many other girls lining up to go out with me. None, actually. I swear this is the last time I'm going to let this happen. I think we should move, I say to Mum, looking up from my homework that night. So do I, but no one will buy the house, she says, dipping her finger into the spaghetti sauce to see if it's ready. I thought you'd love this house. Why do you want to move? No reason, I say. She looks at me. It's the magpie, isn't it? No, I say, running my thumb over the white surgical patch on my forehead. They're not vicious animals. They're just protecting their babies. That's what they're programmed to do. Did you get swooped again? My sister asks, coming into the kitchen. She dumps a netball stuff on the ground and kisses Mum. Sucked in? If I was a magpie, I'd swoop you too. Tanya, Mum snaps. Why is he such a loser? Who gets swooped by the same magpie every single day? Why doesn't he just walk a different way? It's right in front of the house, Mum says. Well, I don't get swooped. It probably heads south for the winter when it sees your face, I say. I don't like you, Tanya says. The bird doesn't like you. When are you going to get the message? Will you two, please? What do you mean, you two? I say to Mum. I didn't. You always have to keep it going, Tom. Go to your room and come back when you're... But... Room, Mum demands. I throw a pen at Tanya. It misses. I leave. In my bedroom, I peel back the blind just a crack to see if the Maggie is there. It's right on dusk, but I can see it out there on the top of the pole, shoulders hunched against the darkness. At that moment, the bird turns and looks at me. It's like it senses my every move. Its beady red eyes glow, glaring at me over that nasty, bloodthirsty beak. You're trying to ruin my life, I say quietly. I have a giant gash on my forehead. I've been ridiculed by my sister and sent to my room. Sasha told me at school that she won't speak to me until I stop humiliating her. It's all because of that bird. At this time of the year, it doesn't even have babies to protect. It's the middle of winter. This is no ordinary magpie doing natural magpie stuff. This is personal. It's me versus it. Boy versus wild. In that moment, I decide to go deep undercover. Between leaving the house and arriving at the bus stop tomorrow morning, no bird, no living thing will know where I am. Look up invisible in the dictionary and there'll be a picture of me, although I'll be invisible, so I guess the picture will be of whatever it is behind me. I'm ready to heal my scars, win back my pride, and let Sasha know that I'm made of awesome. See ya, I call to Mum as I head out the back door. Where are you going? School. Why out the back? And what are you wearing? Where's your uniform? I let the door slam. Whatever you're up to, she calls. You'd better move it. 4 minutes till the bus. I scooch down low and dart across the yard to the base of our tall timber fence. Bando dances around my feet, trying to get him to throw a drill-soaked plastic hamburger for him. Shoo, I say, and I hide in the low hedge. I'm dressed all in green trackies, an old green long sleever, and a green cap with mould on it that I found in the laundry. My uniform is underneath. I peer through the hedge along the side of our house to see the enemy on top of his pole out front. Back turned. Perfect. Time for me to disappear. I reach for the top of the fence and pull myself up with a grunt. I slip over and down the other side into our neighbour Lisa's garden. I fall to my belly and sniper crawl through the long grass till I'm out of enemy sight. I'm doing pretty well until halfway across the yard when Frisbee, Lisa's dog, starts to bark. Shh, shh, I whisper. Quiet, it's just me, Frizz. But the Frizz keeps yapping as she speeds towards me from her kennel next to the back door. She's small and white, a lapdog, but she kind of looks vicious right now, baring her tiny razor-sharp teeth. She doesn't like me much and I can't take any more of this barking. I make a dash for the next yard. Just as I reach the fence, she nips me on the ankle. I throw myself over into a garden bed filled with pink and white rose bushes. I peel my sock down and check my ankle. It has little teeth marks on it and specks of blood. Something moves in the corner of my vision. It's the magpie swooping into the mango tree in our backyard. It leans forward on its toes, alert, wings slightly raised, ready to strike. Thanks, I whisper to Frisbee, who is still yapping at me through the fence. Only 2 more yards after this and I'll be at Sasha's. Then I'll just bolt down the side of her house to the bus stop. What are you doing in my garden, boy? Says a voice. Nuts. It's the old man with the white, wild hair and the crazy eyes, the one who washes his car every day but never drives it. He's calling to me from his kitchen window. My eyes flick between him and the bird. Get out of my roses, he says. You'll damage them. He disappears from the window as though he's coming outside. I run across the yard, top speed, leapfrogging the bird bath. I wait for the dreaded flap of wings right behind my ears, but it doesn't come. I grab the top of 2 fence posts and launch myself over. I lay low, peering through the fence as the old man comes out into his yard. Boy, he says, The bird has disappeared from the mango tree. A bit of Weet-Bix rises up into my throat. I have about a minute to get to the bus stop. I still have this yard and Sasha's to go, and the bird is missing in action. It's quiet, too quiet. I don't like it. I spin around and see a blur of black and white streaking through the air. I search for its dark red eyes among the smudge of feathers. I get a lock on them, and then the enemy does something totally unexpected. It freaks. Just for a second, there is panic in its eyes. The bird swoops up into a tall gum tree. The tree hangs over a rusty dark green shed on the other side of the yard, near Sasha's fence. I'm going to watch it all the way to the bus stop. My eyeballs are its kryptonite. I pretty much have to go underneath the tree to get over Sasha's fence, but that's okay. I take steady steps forward, nice and easy, eye to eye. Seconds later, I bang into the garden shed. I lose concentration for a moment and take my eyes off the bird. Snap, snap, snap. I feel the flap of wings and snap of beak behind me. My cat-like reflexes kick in, and I reach a hand up to the back of my head, trying to grab a wing or foot. I feel feathers on my fingertips, then a scratch of claw across my hand. I turn, looking into the sky, feathers, branches, and sunlight. Panicking, I quickly slide the shed door across, slip inside and close myself in. I'm panting hard, head thumping. The shed is dark. I can see the outline of machinery in boxes. I can smell petrol. I turn, bumping rakes and brooms that clatter to the ground. For a moment, everything is quiet. I listen. The bus turns the corner onto Kingsley from Grand Street. There's no way I'm going to make it to the stop unless I bolt right now. Bird above me, hiding in a dark, creepy shed. Still a yard to go. Bus coming. That's it. If I miss this bus, I won't be sitting next to Sasha on the way to school. Mum will go mental because I will be late and she'll have to drive me. And worst of all, I will know that I've been beaten again by a bird. I open the door just a crack and peer up into the tree. The Maggie's sitting on the lowest branch, giving me demonic red eyes of death. You feathered freak, I call to it, but it doesn't care. It starts doing that yodeling thing that magpies do. Within seconds, 4 magpies swoop and land in the tree. My heart sinks. The bird keeps yodeling, and another 3 magpies join him. I'm only just finished counting the 8 that are there when 5 or 6 more land on nearby branches. This can't be happening. There is an army of birds crouched, ready to eat me alive. I read somewhere that magpies can gang up like this when they're trying to catch a falcon or an owl. I'm so gone. I do a quick bird count. 13. 13 bloodthirsty pies in a tree. Sounds like a nursery rhyme. I make a mental note to write the song if I get out of this alive. These are my options. 1. Stay in the shed all day. 2. Scream out, "Mama!" and suck my thumb. 3. Invent a magpie catcher out of stuff I find in the shed. 4. Go out and tell a joke. What goes black, white, red? A magpie burying its beak into my skull. 5. Dress up as a magpie and try to fool them that I'm the leader. 6. Dig a tunnel from here to the bus stop. And 7. Set the shed on fire and wait to be rescued by the fire department. But none of these things will get me on that bus next to Sasha. I listen carefully. Brakes squeak and the bus pulls into the stop. This is it. I have to run. This is the moment I stop being a boy and become a man. I'm 10 times bigger than those dudes. All they have are wings and beaks. 26 wings and 13 beaks to be exact. But I'm human. I'm king of the jungle, and if I want to kick some magpie butt and catch a bus, I'll do it. I feel around on the floor of the shed. I pick up a plastic rake and carefully peel the door open. It squeals on rusty railings. I take a deep breath and pray. I hold the rake above my head and run, screaming as loud as I can. It's enough to make a magpie's ears bleed. I don't look up. I make a beeline for Sasha's place. The sprinklers are on in her yard, but I don't care. I leap the fence. The first bird swoops. I swing the rake and it soars away. There's another one right behind it, a baby bird in training, who snaps its beak like a woodpecker as I land in Sasha's yard. I bolt towards the path in the side of her house. The sprinklers soak me as a third bird swoops. Its wing feathers scrape the side of my head. I feel something warm on my shoulder and realize it has pooed on me. I'm running, screaming, waving a rake, wiping poop. I look behind. 5 pies are bearing down on me. One bumps the side of my head like a shark, about to go in for the kill. Another lands on my back. I spin and flick it off. It flies away. I have birds all over me. I am Birdman. I run up the concrete path. There are no sprinklers here. I reach for the top of the chest-high gate at the side of the house and launch myself over. I glance backwards as I land. There are 7 magpies ripping towards me, single file, like planes ready to land at a busy airport. I roll onto my back and bat them away with the rake. If there were such a thing as magpie cricket, I'd be the Australian champion. I scramble to my feet and run. I reach Sasha's front yard just as the last kid gets on the bus. The sprinklers are on here too, so I get soaked a second time as I whirl and spin, scanning the sky for magpies, but they've disappeared. I see one sweep high into a tree in the yard next door, but that's it. The bus starts to pull away. Wait! I scream, running towards the front gate. I slip on wet grass and land in a puddle soaking my bottom. I drag myself up and run out into the footpath. The bus stops. Every kid is looking out the window at me. Some are stunned, others point and laugh, saying things that I can't hear through the glass. I see Sasha 3 seats from the front. White jumper, hair in a ponytail, eyes like blue sky. I stand there out of breath, soaking wet in my green camouflage gear, with a dog-bitten leg, a claw-scratched hand, and a bird-pooed shoulder, a muddy bottom, still wearing a surgical patch on my forehead and clutching a rake. But I haven't been pecked. I'm not bleeding. 13 magpies could not take me down. I've survived. I smile, hoping that Sasha might see the funny side of this. She looks right at me and writes, "I love you," on the bus window in lipstick. I'm so happy I want to scream. She loves me, even if I am a little weird. The bus door hisses open. My mind flashes with images of the 3 kids Sasha and I will have, and the labradoodle, and the house overlooking the ocean with secret passages and revolving bookcases. Sasha starts writing more words on the window. First she writes not, then she writes loser. Her smile is suddenly gone. "You're not getting on my bus like that," the driver shouts. I walk towards him, trying to explain, but the door closes on me. The bus starts to pull away. Sasha's not watching me anymore, but I can still see those words scrawled on the window. A kid screams, "Bye-bye, freaky bird guy," as the bus turns the corner and Sasha disappears from my life. A magpie flutters down from a tree. It doesn't swoop, it just lands on the ground in front of me. It's my magpie. This is the first time I've ever had a really good look at him. He has a black head and a white patch on his neck and long, strong legs. His beak seems to take up almost the entire front of his small head, but he doesn't look as nasty as he usually does, and for some reason he isn't attacking me. Maybe things have changed between us. Maybe he respects what I've done. It would be hard not to respect a dude who had survived a 13 magpie assault. I look up to make sure that the other birds aren't about to blitz me, but they're nowhere to be seen. I bend down and say, "Hey fella." I make that smooching sound that people make to attract possums and stuff. I move in a little closer, just slowly, so I don't scare him. I get to within about a metre and I say, "Friends?" He watches me curiously and tilts his head to one side. He looks kind of nice, like he's smiling almost. I reach out and he looks for a moment, then takes a step towards me. It feels like we're finally going to connect and put this whole thing to rest. Then, wham! He flaps his wings hard, lands on my chest and drives his beak into my cheek, real deep. I scream! He flips off into the sky. I drop to my knees, clutching my face, blood dripping through my fingers. The bird yodels his victory song from somewhere in a nearby tree. I lie down on the grass, staring at the sky. It is clear and blue, and in that moment I am hit by an idea, a plan for tomorrow morning. It involves a cardboard cutout of me, a length of rope and a pulley. I can see it so clearly in my mind, and even with the pain screaming through my cheek, a smile slowly spreads across my face. I swear this is the last time I'm going to let this happen. I'm ready to heal my scars, win back my pride, and let Sasha know that I'm made of awesome.